Alright, let's go round 2 now. There we go, much better. Pony Lane, I bought it before it got pulled. It wasn't banned, it was pulled. There's a difference. Yeah, this will be pseudo-marathon commentary explaining everything and also identifying all the notes. So it also kind of works as a guide for anyone who may be looking for the notes in Devotion. Although the amount of people playing this game may not be a lot. As a result, because it got pulled on Steam. Because I was getting review bombed by Chinese audiences because there's a reference to Winnie the Pooh in the game. Which, comparing the Prime Minister of China to Winnie the Pooh is going to get Chinese audiences pissed off. Really enough, this game rated really well initially. Anyway, though, barring that, the game itself is really nice. I know I love this game. And I'm also doing this because I want to get all the achievements. I know where all the notes are, I keep missing one, but this time I know exactly where that last note is, and I've been able to do all the rest of the notes, so it'll be good to go. The beginning is mostly exposition. You're just sort of chilling, hearing about the story, and you just have to wait for the game to begin. We could look at things like the fish, the TV, the clock, the shirt. All very important things. Also a ton of books. I like because this house looks very legit. Like, if you've been, like, in a house, it looks like someone's house. Now, I've seen houses like this, and it's cool. Shoes at the door. Books everywhere. Hop hop. It's all there. Anyway, like many people, we're going to have an emotional breakdown to start the game. You know the way it goes. There we go. And also, we'll be asking ourselves a question, where is Mei Xin? We don't know who that is yet, we don't know why we're being asked that, but you'll learn in time. This game is about the family dynamic, and we'll be learning all about the Du family. As well, like I mentioned, 100% means 100% of the game's notes. There are 33 of them in total, and I'll be counting them all out and identifying them as we go. The order is also really weird because it goes out of order. So, like, in the beginning, you'll be getting 1, 2, and 3, but then later on, you might get note 17, or you might get note, like, 30 or something. And it's definitely out of order because it's based on different events. Anyway, the first note is right here on the table, and it's Mei Xin's doodles. As well, you may have noticed in our inventory, we actually started off with Li Fang's photo. So you get 2 notes right from the bat. You start off with one innately, and then the other you pick up on the table. Like I mentioned, there are 33 in total in this game. And we got to get all 33 of them. By the beginning of Chapter 4, I'll be able to know if I have it or not, but we'll see. As well, you'll notice that a lot of the rooms are going to be changing. We're just in this sort of room, but when you walk back here, it's going to be a little bit different. The game takes place all in one sort of house. But it'll be interesting to see how we navigate through it. You had got it. Nope. If you own it, you got it. And that's very good. I don't recommend piracy. It's definitely not a good thing. But yeah, I bought it the day it got pulled and lucked out. Anyway, right now we have a pretty chill umbrella. And this is going to change the landscape a little bit with the shoe. We have this girl here, and we're going to say hello. Hello. She's there. And now we're getting introduced to the concept of keys. So now when I try to re-enter the house, it's going to have a key leading me to different years every time. This is going to be 1980, and this is when the Du family first moved into this house. We'll also get our third script of the game, our third note, which is going to be a script. Like I mentioned, all the notes, they all have different kind of properties. So you'll have scripts, you'll have medical notes, you'll have doodles, you'll have a lot of different things that make that work. As well, the current puzzle is to put the house together. So we have a few things like some bowls, a trophy, and a portrait. So I'm going to have to go to each room and sort of put that all together. Like so. The third one's all the way in the back, and then we're going to do a little bit of manipulation to get the game rolling. This game's biggest property is that you have to do certain things to get the game moving. So as you see there, the room's all put together now, and when I walk in the living room, this hallway's light is going to go off, and I'll be getting an item as a result. Like that. Because the breaker box has been broken. We're going to take the ballerina doll, and that's going to help us with the later puzzle in this game. But for right now, I'm going to approach the radio, and we're going to have another breakdown, because that's what our main character likes to do. It's going to happen a lot. We're also going to be getting some flashbacks. It's going to be a lighter, which this lighter is going to permeate into the real world. Right now we're in like a flashback sort of deal, but I guess this is the main character, remembering he owns a lighter. We want to make sure we use it. And then we can get out of here. As well, I'm kind of nudging myself out of the room, just a little bit, so I can grab this, and we can leave. And now we can leave the room. We're also grabbing all the notes. That was the 4th note, which is a birthday card, and it is a just saying, happy birthday, I hope you enjoy the lighter. In total, Chapter 1, I think, has 10. Chapter 2 has, I want to say, about 20-ish? Chapter 2 has a lot of notes, and we'll be seeing that as we go. Right now, this room is pretty fun. You see the dolls. There's going to be a lot of them. But the main thing is I'm actually going back to this desk to grab this note, which is a school correspondence journal. And these are reports from school talking about Mei Xin's performance. Speaking of Mei Xin, you may not know who she is yet, but we're about to learn. You know she's a mother and father dolls. But is there a daughter? Yes, and she's right here. She's very lovely. Yeah, Jumper. I'm going to get world record this time, too. So what we're going to do is go back here, and then I am going to place Mei Xin on this. We're going to take that note, and now I'm going to be walking out. We're going to have to play a lovely performance for these people. And to do that, we're going to need sheet music. Right here. Which is going to be the songbook. I should be able to get it. I got a better time than world record earlier, but I missed one note, and that one note doesn't take me 30 seconds to get. So I think I can probably get a 113. Maybe lower. But with that, we can now leave. And that plays Happy Birthday. Happy birthday, chat. You better put a candle on your cake. So right now we should be at 5 notes. I picked up the one back there, the school correspondence, and I also picked up the one next to Mei Xin's bed. That should be 5 now. Which is half the notes of Chapter 1. There we go. As well, an interesting thing about this area, in order to leave the room properly, we're going to have to actually wait for the TV to go. I'm going to double check this room to make sure I didn't miss anything. We're all good. So the TV will start going. You have to actually watch it a little bit, and then you have to hit it. This is going to lead to kind of just being introduced to this broadcast. Channel 88. And it's a singing competition. Rainbow Star Stage. So I learned this from actually Punchy, but apparently 88 sounds very similar to Baba. And Baba in Chinese is dad or father. So the channel it keeps playing is 88, and it sounds like Baba. So it's interesting. It's a fun little fact of devotion. Anyway, now that we did that, we can leave the room. You can't get that knock on the door until you hit the TV and watch it for a little bit. It is a mandatory thing. So I think the easiest note to miss in this game, like if you're playing this for the first time, looking around, looking at all these notes, the easiest notes that you will miss, I know I missed this my first time, because you maybe not looking all around. If you're not looking down, maybe you think all these things are scenery, like those tiles, that broom, this jump scare. But there's a note right here, and if you're not looking down, you won't find it. It's another script for a birthday. The scripts ultimately tell a pretty fun story at the end of the game. Like, you can read all the notes, and they'll give you a lot of the filler backstory. Most of the game can be seen throughout just what you see, though. So, even watching the speedrun, you'll learn a good idea of what the story is. As well, we're entering our next apartment. I believe this is 1986? No, this is 85. The last one was 86. There we go. So this one, not too much happening back there, but there is a note on this table. And we need to make sure to grab that. There's a notice of injury or illness. As well, we need to go inside of this office, or this room. Wash hands before entering. So we better go do that. You better go wash your hands. Especially in these trying times. You have to make sure that your hygiene is on point. But he didn't use soap, so this happens. Remember, chat. Remember, everyone. 20 seconds of washing and soap. Please, for the love of God, use soap. It'll keep you healthy. It'll keep you nice. It'll keep you hygiene. It's good. Not a second less. Sing happy birthday to yourself twice, and use and many more to dry your hands. Or however long it takes afterward to dry your hands. Anyway, fun fact about this room. This is the easiest one to mess up because the room is going to change a bunch. And as well, a lot of the notes in this area are going to be easily missed. So, right now we're going to be ripping out these needles from the Mei Shin doll. This is our daughter. If you have not figured that out yet, this is our daughter, Mei Shin. And we're ripping out these needles from her. You may be able to tell, but she is being treated at a hospital for various reasons. And there's been a lot of illness issues reading in the notes so far. We don't quite know what that is yet, but the game will let us know later on. Anyway, the important part about this, though, is that once you remove the needles and we change the room, we're going to be getting a note right here. A diagnostic report and some x-ray film. You may have also noticed that the note I picked up here is now gone, meaning if you tried doing this earlier, well, the game would not allow you to. Puzzle for this is really easy. It is just like this. You're just making a rib cage. And afterward, you immediately turn this around and place it on Mei Shin's ribs. That's a good one, Poloni. Anything that's 20 seconds of song. There's some good ones. I think the Pokemon Team Rocket theme song also works. Anyway, another one that's easily missed is that phone's gonna ring, but first we're gonna be grabbing this note. And that is another script. Talking about protracted illness. Mr. Do's notes, his scripts, he's a scriptwriter, are kind of based on his current living situation. And you'll notice this as you read them. He kind of talks about the ideal story that he would want. And we've learned that someone named Mentor Hua has called us, and we're going to be paying her a visit to assist. We don't quite know what she does, but we're in a random apartment trying to find out. Because we're hoping that whatever she does can help Mei Shin. This game is a series of journeys. There are about, let's say, 3 journeys that we'll be taking, and then a 4th on a return. And they're going to be telling some of the same stories as we go through them. Like, already you can kind of piece together that there's a story in which we have a little girl, we have a family, we moved into an apartment, she got sick, and now we're trying to get her better, as you can see. But we're going to be learning more and more about that as we go, and some of the finer details. Red Candle Games, as a company, loves doing that thing. Also, this is the one door that isn't locked, so now I can just enter it. And we should have all the notes we need. You know, I didn't count the rest of the notes, but I'm assuming I have them all. Let's hope I do. And we're going to watch some TV. Some nice TV. Nothing so wrong with that. We're going to go to our favorite Channel 88. Hey, it's the show again. We all know it. You all love it. The Rainbow Star Sage. How's it going, Starkinator? Talking about a youth category performance. Hey, it's Mei Shin. It's our daughter. She's got this. Isn't she just adorable, chat? Pretty much, Jumper. I think it was about like a week and a half or so. Oh, it is Dandy. It is. Here it is. But we don't get to hear her sing, unfortunately. Hey, what happened to the tunes? Hey, what happened to my portrait? Let's go see our lovely daughter and wife and us and... Hey, look, it's a Buddha statue. Oh, hey, look, I'm drowning. That's not good. You know, I probably should have counted out loud on the notes I grabbed, but I think we should be fine. How's it going, Archon? Are we doing good? Let her sing? We tried. The TV bugged out. Also, I'm already saving a bunch of time. Holy shit. Alright, now it is time for Chapter 2. Chapter 2 is going to be called Nostalgia. We're going to be going through a lot of different memories of our lives and kind of exploring these ones. But first, we're going to be running down this hallway to sort of learn about everything. You may look around and notice none of these are open yet. We have to get them all opened. How's it going, Katrina? But don't worry, we can go through this door. I bet it's safe. Oh no, it locked. And then you get this note. And then you can go back. You have to make sure you do that. If you don't, it won't work. And the first one we're going to is 1980. 3 doors open. You can pick any door you want to start. And the best one is going to be 1980 because we can do a few things early there. Here we go. So we're kind of entering them. There'll be little loads. None of these doors are locked, and you can freely enter them as you want. And then the center stage is going to be changing as you go through. First things first, we're actually going to the back because I need an event to happen. And to get that event to happen, I need to walk into the kitchen and then back out. However, more importantly, there's actually a note back here. It's going to be the wives' notes and to-do list for a New Year's party, as you can see. This is the first year at the house, and problems are already brewing. But don't you worry, we'll be alright. There we go. That door is going to be locked for now, but what we can do is go in here. I'm going to change up the order just a little bit to save the saves time, but this puzzle answer is actually a small speedrun skip. Normally, you would have to get a photo to tell you what the answer is, which is July 16th, which is your birthday. However, I already know the answer, so I can just do it now, and this is going to be one of the first major ones you have to do. To figure this out, you're going to have to get a photo camera from another room and then take the picture later on. But now we're playing as a baby, and we're going to be going down the red carpet. A lot of things for a baby. This is probably one of the more major skips, but it's funny because in 100% it doesn't even matter. You just do it out of order because it's still going to be faster to do this earlier. I also need a few items in 1980 that are going to be necessary. Normally, you want to be out of 1980 as soon as possible. However, I do need to come back here for a couple of reasons later on, and there'll be a minor route change from 90%. Babies are useless. Hey, it's faster to move than normal, although we have a syringe and a mirror and a boat. It's a fun one, Dark Angel. I enjoy it. And you may notice making our way to a stage. One might say it's a Rainbow Star stage. If you haven't guessed it yet, we're actually, you're not only going to be playing as one character. At some points in this game, you'll be playing as Mei Xin, and you'll kind of be seeing her perspective on a lot of the situations. There's also another character you'll play as. I'm going to keep that on a bit of a surprise, because that one, the surprise works.
在衣柜里面，我可以小声唱歌，反正没有人在听，所以我都乱唱。我觉得在衣柜里，我唱得比在台上还好听。要是比赛，就放在衣柜里就好了。
But anyway, the reason why I actually want to take this route is because it's going to knock me back with a little scare. And with that, I am slightly going to be closer to the back of this room, meaning I can do this while I'm here, and I can do this while I'm here. And I can also grab this, which has to be one of our first notes in this section. We also have another little mini game / puzzle right here. This is also going to be another section where we're playing as Mei Xin, and that is our character right there writing scripts. We're going to bug the shit out of him because it's funny. Notice. Just imagine the daughter just... Dad! I mean, that's the real horror. The speed doesn't matter what you do this. I always just think it's funny just to mash it. The dad just getting pissed off while this is happening. And it also prevents you from missing any cues. The whole goal of this is to bug the shit out of Daddy. There we go. That one's also very important because that's going to change the room layout a little bit. As well, I'm going to be grabbing this note and this fragment. There we go. And then I can do the rest when I come back here. But I will grab this note. There we go. You may also notice that there's going to be a few scares in the center here. You'll also see newspaper clippings on each year whenever you solve them, but we're not going to be paying much attention to those. But if you play this game, or get an in-depth playthrough, you can definitely look at more of the info on those, and they kind of explain what each of the puzzles kind of signifies. And right now we're making our way over to 1986, which is going to be the next year, and I want to do a few things while I'm here. First things first, I'm going to be going to the back, so I can get this, and then we can head back. And where are we going to this room? Who is that woman? We'll find out soon, Jumper. Don't you worry, we'll find out soon. We have another little section here, which is going to be being calm. There's not a lot of characters in this game. You have the mom, the dad, Mei Xin, and you also have a possessed woman who you're not sure who they are yet. But don't you worry, we'll learn throughout this run. But right now, she is definitely the same woman who chased us in that first hallway in the game and scared us. I'll say that much. Also, this is a section of anxiety, so it is showing Mei Xin dealing with her anxiety, and these are stress balls, so you hit them back and forth and it helps you concentrate. And you can see there's a couple on the table already. There's also a lot of math homework, so it's kind of, I always love this section because it's so neat. However, the stress will always build up as you're going. Another way. Correct, Jumper. The same woman. The woman with the umbrella. That one. And we'll learn more about her later. We're trying really hard to calm ourselves. Keep in mind, right now we're playing as Mei Xin as well. So she gets rather anxious at times, as you can see. And this time, I know the note I missed will be good. Will definitely be good. Very angry. It's an angry family. There's a lot going on. Although she did insult my fish, so maybe it's well deserved. Oh, my neck. And now, well, we can leave the room. Because what that does is that gives us the ripped dress, which we're going to need later. As well, I want to make my way back here, because there's going to be a record player, and I'm going to be hitting this twice. Anxiety is rough. But the record player is going to let me have some killer tunes. And also summons our daughter. We found her. We finally did it. Game's over, chat. Not really. I lied. But this does give us a tiara, which we're going to need for later. The crown. And now we can leave the room as well. In this next room, I'm going to be looting the dress. And I'll be coming back later. Because I'm going to need a photo there. There we go. So next we're going to 1985, which is going to be a quick right. Knowing the order of the rooms is going to be very nice. It definitely helps. Mei Xin is supposed to be roughly about, I think, like, somewhere between 8 and 10. I don't remember her exact age. But she actually does age throughout the game, is the thing. Like, it depends. And it's a pseudo-commentary run, so Arenia. I'm just kind of trying to do this so I remember where I'm going and everything. Okay, so this is probably one of my favorite ones, because the puzzle's really weird. You open this door, you look at Mei Xin, and then enter the room. Grab this note. And then, she jump scares you. That's a good thing, because I'm going to need her to follow me around a little bit. She has a note in her hand. Well, don't worry, because 1, I need the note on this. 2, I need the note on this. And then we're going to be putting everything in here. If you're wondering which is the one I've missed, it's been this one. As well, we're going to be walking closer to her. And then we're going to be doing another school correspondence journal. So this time we're getting a little mini movie. Du Mei-shin wakes up at 5 a.m. every morning, and this is a day in the life of Mei-shin. Right now, she's talking to her fishy. We're going to be watching a story of her day-to-day life. And it's a fun section. We have little buttons we push to make her move on this track. Realistically, you just want to make sure you're pushing it as you go. And it's just a kind of a weird glass box. Turn on the TV, and then you get Mei-shin moving. She moves on a track, so she's pretty chill. Right now, she wants to go on vacation. I mention this every time, but my favorite part about this whole thing is that she wants to sabotage Dad and Mom by taking the wallet. But to sabotage Mom, she takes the hat, assuming that Dad's wallet is on the same tier as Mom's hat. If you ever want to sabotage someone, take their hat. Trust me, it'll work every time. Also, I had a nice wash your hands thing on the TV. This is telling us where we're going to be finding a key to the suitcase in that room, which is going to be in the closet. As well, we have must go out and play, must go out and play, go play, which is a lot of Du Mei-shin's writings. Also, it's time to take our pills. Hey, look, it's Arowana. I love him. We all love our fish. He is great. Why are things looking foggy? Oh, God. Alright, so we are playing as the fish. She does say it in the beginning, but a lot of people don't realize that you're playing as the fish there, and then you die. Also, our fish is now dead. Unfortunate, but we'll miss you, Arowana. We'll miss you. Also, there's a note here now, which we're going to be taking. It is another school correspondence journal. And we're going to be opening up the suitcase right there. Firstly, though, I need to go to the back room, and we're going to be playing a game of marbles. After I grab a Tale of Sigu Guanyin, which is the religious deity that we our main character has been praying to. Anyway, time for exclamation mark play. It's time for a game of marbles. Let's play. Let's see how it goes. Oh, it's a crazy one. It's a crazy night out here with marbles on stream. Oh, I almost missed it. Almost missed it. All right, we're good. And in. Good job. We did it. Dandy, you win. You typed it. And with that, we get a suitcase key, which is the key to the suitcase that we saw there. It's very important to grab the note in that room because it's easily forgettable. My favorite part here is that the doll is going to be moving around as you go, like she's watching TV. It's just adorable to me, you know? We get her a little storybook, and then she's waiting to read the story, and I think it's always the sweetest thing in the world, and I love it. Anyway, speaking of story time, it's story time. We get to read a book. Shoo shoo shoo.
爸爸来打猎了。今天森林里出现了一只好大好大的山猪。We're going to be reading a story that is Mei-shin's favorite childhood story, so we'll enjoy it. It is about a sick dad and a little girl who wants to help him. He got the boar disease, where if you get into a fight with a boar, you end up dying because, you know, you probably got messed up by a boar. They call it boar disease. 都没有用，躺在床上好多天好多夜，爸爸的病都好不起来，莎莎难过的睡不着。
As well, I'm going to be mashing the turn page button throughout this, so it always turns the moment it comes up. It's extremely minor, but it does save a bit of time.
莎莎翻山越岭，
Right now, the little girl is going to find the fertile goddess. So, enjoy the fertile goddess, Jeff.
在森林的正中央，大门就开着，只要是森林的居民，都可以自己进去。
Here she is, the fertile goddess.
她说：“求求你，治好我爸爸的病。”丰饶神说：“这是一种神奇的花，只要它盛开，再严重的病痛都会痊愈。”
The powerful flower.
丰饶神给了莎莎一颗种子。但是，你得用最珍贵的东西灌溉它。
The most precious thing in the land. What do you think the most precious thing in the land is, chat?
心想，爸爸有说过，全世界最珍贵的神水就在天空树上。
Right now, we're going to be getting some spirit water because that is what the most precious thing is. We're going to be going through 3 adventures as Shasha, and we actually get to play this section. It's a fun one. It's adorable. Look at this. The first one is going to be outsmarting a fat bear. Love? Well, you got me there. Maybe love. Games? Yeah, it's Animal Crossing New Leaf. How could we forget? Power. Ah, yes, this little girl is going to obtain power. And she's going to defeat the chubby bear. He wants this apple, but we're not going to give it to him. What we're going to do instead is run to these leaves and toss it. And then the chubby bear always dies to leaves. If you ever want to beat a bear, you just get an apple, chuck it across the bridge, and then the chubby bear, being much too hungry, decides not to eat you, but will eat the apple, or attempt to. I always do a little bit of a hop there, just because you can kind of get stuck on the chubby bear. You know, he's chubby. He made a good bridge, though. Also, this is going to be absolutely adorable, so just enjoy Mation's edits of the story as it goes. Tell me this is not the most adorable shit out there. Shit's adorable, yo. Alright, the next round is going to be a couple of pissed off deer. They're going to be fighting. So to bypass the deer, we're going to need some antlers. It's a very simple platforming section. The whole goal is going to be jumping up the tree. I jump on this mushroom, and then I jump on this mushroom. And then I bounce up here for this antler, pick it up, and then I want to bounce. I don't want to bounce, I want to just land. I bounced anyway, it's okay. It's minor time loss in the storybook. And then you just jump off. Bouncing loses you a little bit of time on the second one, but it's okay. I think it is a classic tale, if I had to guess. But who knows, maybe. Then you have the deer fighting. But why are they fighting? The deer actually are just blind. She does. That's espionage. Solid Snake has nothing on Shasha. Shasha, Chad. Solid Snake, not Chad. And now the deer will chill. The last section is really awkward. It's not hard to do, but it's really awkward because there's going to be a couple of vines, and you need to climb up them. But the thing is, you can't hold up. You have to, like, mash up and then hold it. If you just try holding up, she won't move. So it's a tad bit awkward. But then here we can reach the top of the tallest tree in the land. And we have the sagely owl. We're going to trade food for a single drop of spirit water. So we're going to put this acorn in this tree. And then that is going to bait the worm into popping out. Like so. And then we just take it in. And now we have food for the sagely owl's baby. But feeding the owl the worm would be cruel. We'll give it something else instead. Some nice, tasty chocolate. There you go. And then, I mean, the bug dies anyway because we just threw it off the top of a tree, the world's tallest tree. But, I mean, it didn't get eaten, so... The owl also probably died because it ate chocolate. But sadly, the spirit well dried up. And then the father is now going to die of boar disease. I like it because it says he has an illness, but is the illness getting the ever-loving shit kicked out of you? Maybe you don't challenge a boar to a fight. Don't fuck with boars, dude. They will mess you up. Ah, yeah, solid Shasha. There we go. That doesn't sound good, Katrina. Alright, father's boar disease has been cured. There you go. Apparently the answer is tulips, by the way. If you want to heal yourself of boar disease, eat tulips. Anyway, speaking of tulips though, that is going to give us the tulip. So now we're going to be taking a minor route change, which is going to take me over here. Good. Right now we're going to be going to 1980, not 1986, 1980. This can't be skipped, unfortunately. It's a letter to the school. All it really says is that we're going to pull Dume Shin out of the field trip because she needs to practice her singing for the competition. You also get a mini scare here, which this one's cool because you don't always get to see it unless you grab the specific note. Possibly, Poloni. Possibly. Right now, as well, we're going to be going to 1980. The reason why we're going to 1980 is actually going to be to do something very important. If you don't know, well, earlier in the game, I grabbed a camera in 1986, and I have a puzzle I need to do. As well, there's one more note I did not grab, which is a letter from an old friend. We're going to take the camera, put it on, and do a small thing here. Sounds good, Starknado. Always good to see you. So you have a little piano section. We're going to play the piano on this one. No, it's not girl pee, Marty. It's daughter's tears. That is the most precious thing in the world. No you woodkin. You mean boar disease? Stay safe, Toasted Puck. Anyway, now we get the happy birthday dad. This picture is going to be available in 1986. Also, just so I can check on my own here, I'm going to just verify nothing's back here. Yep, nothing's back here. I always like making sure. There's one more note in 1980, and that is actually going to be right over here, inside this. And we actually get to put the origami tulip in there. And now we're done with 1980, and we can say ta-ta to 1980. We're going to be going to 1986 now, though. Go! As well, not only are we going to 1986, but I'm going to need this note, which is right here. It's a letter from the mother-in-law, who is Fang's mother. And now we can go to 1986. You may notice the hallway has changed now to have a lot of jars of wine. This is the hallway that I believe actually led to the game getting pulled. One of the propaganda posters on the wall, one of the little advertisements, had a reference to the Chinese Prime Minister being called Winnie the Pooh. If you're wondering which one, I want to say, I don't remember the exact one, but it was one of the ones that looked like that. It was on the side. They edited it out since then, so you cannot find it anymore unless for some reason you download the game instantly and you're somehow playing on an unpatched version from day one. Because not only has the game been pulled from Steam, but it's also been patched. There you go. You can also notice there's a very big snake in here.
所以爸爸很信任何老师。妈妈说不要太相信那个，可是爸爸相信，所以我也相信。我要努力赶快好起来。
Go. And drop. We're also going to be getting another script there, which is going to be nice. As well, I'm going to be getting the photo, which we still needed. I'm losing a little bit of time. That's okay. Yeah, Poloni. Alright, so right now we're in 1985, or 1986, so we're making our way over to 1985. I'm actually going to be skipping the next split because we don't do that one. Not 100%, but 1985 should have the last thing we need. You'll notice this section also changed because they planted the tulip.
10月9日台风天，今天我的病还是没有好，
And this will give you a little bit of backstory on the tulips.
真的好讨厌。但是有一个好事，那就是爸爸送了我一个礼物，是一本故事书。
And it's a very sweet scene as well.
睡觉的时候，他一句一句的念给我听，我还在上面乱画，把故事改得很好笑，好好玩。爸爸教我折故事里的那种花。 色纸用完了，我们就拿爸爸不要的稿纸来用。一开始折得很丑，可是爸爸很认真教我。
There's a lot of tulips here, as you can see.
而且折了很多魔法的郁金香后，我的呼吸就变得很顺，真的好神奇哦！我偷偷把最漂亮的一朵藏在书里面，这样下场念故事的时候，爸爸就会看到了。
And that's the significance behind the tulips. As well, we get the script called The Tulip. And now we can leave the room. If I remember correctly, I just have to check, make sure it's back here. No, we're good. Cool. Alright, let's get out. Nothing else there. We'll still be good. And now we're almost done. All we have to do is grab this final one right here. And we are out. This should be number 7. Yep, that's 9. Yeah, we got 9. Alright, and that's the end of the scripts. And now we have the door to paradise. Now, we have the door to paradise. Once more, the door to paradise. Okay, I'm pretty sure this will be the door to paradise now. And it is, it's horrifying. We're going to now start booking it, because we are going to potentially die. Not yet, Poloni, that comes later. So, there is actually an order to these doors. This is a chase section. If you get caught, you die. Indeed, Toasted Puck, no paradise for us, indeed. The order, though, is always the same. First time you do this, you may get lost. That's okay. As long as you keep running forward, you won't die. You can die in here, by the way. This is probably the hardest part of the game, just because if you're not thinking on your feet, you will die. The answer, though, is just take the first door you see. So you can run down the hallway, but if you go left instead, you will go the right way. The game won't let you... I think it'll actually try looping you back around if you try going that way. It just doesn't work, so you want to make sure you go this way. Correct, Jumper. If you die in the game, you die for real life. That's how it goes. You'll also notice as we're running that the hallways are changing ever so slightly. And then we'll be able to run all the way to the end. I should have all the papers in this chapter. We'll know officially at the end of the game if I did everything correctly. But with that, I think we got it. Chapter 3 is going to be giving us 1 note, and then there are 2 notes in Chapter 4. But, right now, enjoy the finale of the chase scene. Hey, she looks familiar. That's how she walks, by the way. So if you want to look backward, she'll kind of be standing there and moving all kind of robotic-like, and then she'll zoom forward in little increments of hops. That dress may also look familiar. We're going to have a little area of dialogue, so do enjoy the dialogue. This is going to give some exposition on our wife, actually, what's happened to her.
欢迎朋友们回来我们的节目现场。今天邀请到的特别来宾是好久不见的玉女歌手龚丽芳小姐。
It's Gong Li Fang.
丽芳，恭喜你要复出了。
是啊，谢谢刘大哥。
国民女星回来了，这可真是个大消息。我相信听众朋友们一定都非常开心，大家都非常的想念。不过同时，应该也都跟我一样很好奇，究竟是什么原因让你决定继续回来拍戏的？
还是有太多难以割舍的事吧，一言难尽。
你先生难道没有对这件事表达什么意见吗？
岂止有意见啊，根本大发雷霆。我想他最在乎的就是他那张薄薄的面子吧。
这么说会不会有一点
？Couple things as well while we're in here.
可。
This is a portrait or a picture of Sigu Guanyin.
他呢，整天包红包给那个老师，花大钱去买那些怪东西，到处烧香，到处贴符，把家里弄得越来越邪门。还说我被不好的东西附上了，要我去向观音忏悔。你能想象吗？被自己的丈夫当成妖魔鬼怪。
So that line right there should actually give you an indication of a few things. I'll talk about it in a bit, but notice this next one as well.
我根本没办法，所以我决定，这次演出之后，我要带着一家子离开那里，去一个平静点、单纯点的地方。
There we go. So to explain things, the husband's been seeing the wife as a possessed monster throughout the game, and that woman chasing us has been the wife, because we've been seeing her as, you know, possessed and erratic. However, that's not exactly the case. I forgot to split, but that's okay.
杜风雨，
Here's the result of that.
我好怀念我们一家人简单开心的日子。
She's gone and walking out. We will not be seeing her in paradise. She has walked away. Which is what the radio conversation in the elevator indicated as well. So right now we have us and Mei Xin still around. And in order to enter paradise, we did need that key after all. So, we're going to be putting in the card relief fragments, which will make a full picture. And open the door to paradise. So what would paradise be? Well, there's only one way to find out. It's described as our main character's perfect life. Hold it till the end, Jumper. It's the dad watching Mei Xin's song on TV. Wife is cooking in the kitchen. Our arowana is alive. It's the perfect life and nothing can go wrong. The wife did not abandon Mei Xin. Mei Xin wanted to stay with the dad, and the wife had to go make movies to make money, because their family was hemorrhaging money by donating to Sigu Guanyin, as we learned. As a speedrun, we're going to be looking right here. Sorry to ruin the element of surprise. A lot of people don't actually notice that until it lights up, because you're not really expecting to look there. But once this goes, we can get up. This is the last moment of solace in this game, by the way, so enjoy the happy moment, the happy song with Mei Xin. It is now all gone, and it's time to be sad. But don't worry, we'll enter her room and see what's up.
妈妈什么时候会回来？妈妈去哪里？我真的好想妈妈。
The room is cramping up. And let's learn. This is going to be the perspective of Mei Xin and what she's been dealing with. I'll look into her mind. That's your main character right there, by the way, that lovely face. Patient's X-ray and blood work analysis. Normal. No physical ailments observed. Recommended referral to psychiatric department. Remember that phone call when chapter 1 that we took? Metro Hua is back. Hua. Worked last time, it will again. So for those of you who missed it, what ended up happening is after the doctors told Feng Yu that Mei Xin was having psychiatric issues, they ended up taking her to Mentor Hua, who was let's say a kind of a religious person based around Sigu Guanyin. With that, they ended up curing Mei Xin's illness at that point, or able to relieve it. Since then, the dad has become obsessed with Sigu Guanyin, and has been looking for guidance for his daughter. We're going to be taking a look into the mind of Du Fengyu. As speedrun tech, we're going to have to look at this candle for a while, and then once the room lightens up, we can go to the door. Looking at the candle allows the conversation to fully come in, while if you don't look at the candle, the conversation won't come in. I don't really care about the conversation, because this lady's full of shit, and, well, yeah. I don't like, this lady. Hold on. When you try looking for a way out, the door will spawn, and you can go. The problem is, though, you need that line of dialogue. You won't get it if you try waiting at the door early. Poor kid indeed. Let's just say it doesn't end well so far. That was our time in that living room was the last point of happiness while we sing. I will mention right now that we will be getting some gory scenes. I'll give a explicit warning when we get to that, but for right now, just have a heads up on that. Don't you worry, though. I'm not going to try to surprise anyone by saying, oh, there's some gore coming up right about... Then it happens, and then after I say no. I'm not the kind of person. Mentor Hua is trash, and we'll learn more about that later, Polony. Right now, though, if you're wondering the world we're in, this is the mental dive into Sigu Guanyin's realm. And we'll be going down the river Sanzu. Would you know anything about Taiwanese lore is kind of like hell? No problem, Danny. No problem at all. Consider this kind of like the equivalent of the river Styx in this religion. And we'll be kind of going through the various layers of Sigu Guanyin's hell as we progress downward. And this is all to test our main character's devotion to his religion. The reason why he's coming, by the way, is to help Dume Shin. After the mom left, her anxiety has started flaring up, so, as a result, he decided to do this again because it worked last time. Also, if you're wondering, what does she have, what's her ailment, it's just anxiety. Back then, in the 1980s, mental issues weren't exactly seen the greatest, especially, you know, in Taiwan, or in general Asian countries. And that's just kind of a thing based on family dynamics. It wasn't good in the West either, but it was pretty heinous in the 1980s to have that kind of thing. He's not so much a coward, he's trying to do the best, Dandy. It's not a bad thing by any means, it was kind of a bad circumstance. He doesn't know what's happening. I'm glad. Have a good one, Darth Nova. Take it easy. I'm glad you've been enjoying it. Have a great night. Take it easy. I'm glad you've been enjoying things so far. I always try to do some interesting games, and they're quite fun to do. I'm an archway. But the dad's not so much a coward, though, because a lot of what he's trying to do is just what society was like back then. If people were aware that, you know, again, he says my daughter's not a lunatic. At that point, having anxiety or having a mental issue like that, when nothing's physically wrong with their body, could be seen as your daughter being insane. She didn't want that stigma at that time because that was a death sentence to just have her Mei Shin having a fulfilling life. Not yet, Jumper. It's coming up. I'll let you know. Believe me, I'll let you know. We do get to see the damned here. These are all the people in hell currently being punished, and they'll be carrying rocks, and are being crushed underneath rocks, as you can see. And they're all sentenced to many, many years. Hey, Kanata, how's it going? Sounds good, Toasted Puck. Take it easy. Enjoy the lurk. Oh yeah, they're sinners in life, they deserve no compassion. Ignore them. And we will. It's just more unfortunate of everything that happened, and the dad's biggest mistake was pride. Well, the thing is, though, Dandy, it was a different time. Like, today we know that's absolute crock of shit, but back then, that was... Yeah, it was a very different time. Is the dad stupid? Oh, absolutely. But I wouldn't say he's a coward. He's trying to do best by his family, and ultimately the thing that takes him down is his pride. There we go. And also, let's go with other traditional things as well, given that the dad, who is a failed scriptwriter, as you can tell in the story, his scripts aren't making as much money as they used to. Misguided is a great word, Dragon. He ends up not letting the wife act or try to raise money because it's the man's job in that culture, in that time, that you have to pay the rent, you have to take care of the family. It's the man's job. And at that time, you know, if the wife was full-blown supporting, the family would be a laughingstock. And he makes a strong point culturally. Today, that's not the case. There's plenty of stay-at-home dads. It's perfectly fine to subvert gender roles. But back then, in the 1980s Taiwan, not so much. Anyway, right now we're in Dufeng Yu's mental self, his truest self, which is a cavern full of fountain pens. I think so, Jumper. I think that actually might be the case. I have to double check because you read about a lot of these, but at one point he was a successful scriptwriter. The problem is, though, like many things, trends change. A singer can still be great and transcend through things, but a writer may not have the same style. If you write in the 70s or a hit, you may not be a hit in the 80s. In a sense, but I definitely understand the perspective he's been going through. I really do love the touch of fountain pens in just kind of closing in on him. If you're wondering what most of the scripts entail, it's literally his family life, so I can kind of see why the scripts possibly weren't that good. But here's our hall to devotion.
Hey. Hey. 杜风雨，看这里，是我啊。几年不见都不记得我了吗？
It's our truest self.
你还记得那朵花吗？
You can't really go faster or slower here. You just kind of hold up and you'll go.
那女孩好喜
So you're all
欢那
good.
朵花，
You can also move your head.
天天盯着她看。每次掉了一片花瓣，她就拔自己的指甲去重新完美它。花黄了，枯了。
I'm glad, Marty.
他就拿自己的血来浇，终于让小花开花结果。
You make his head move.
他就是那么宝贝它。可是我告诉你，小花终究是小花，结了果以后，它承受不了重量，终于
So,
还是被压死。
I mentioned it a few times, but beyond that door is going to be about maybe 6 minutes or so of gore. Roughly about 6, I believe. So just a heads up on that. It is, as a heads up, if you're wondering, it is going to be based in self-harm. So, whether or not you're comfortable with that, I recommend tuning out until we hit about, let's say, on my speedrun timer, it's going to be about 109.15. Probably a bit earlier, probably about a 108 or so. After this little crowd scene. You'll see a couple altars. When that happens, I recommend tuning out until you see a red carpet. If you're watching a VOD of this, that will work. But roughly about, let's say, 6 minutes from here. It is, Dragon, it is. I always like showing this off, and it is brutal. Also, as a speedrun tech, I'm actually mashing the prayer button really quickly, and that'll allow this to end very soon. Anyway, it's time. It is Bane Kill, it is. However, it's scarier when you're not having someone talk you through it and play it. And also, you kind of get to experience all the scares. A lot of the scares in this game are kind of done in a casual sense and are rewarding exploration in a sense. Also, Bane Kill, I'd say this is the part that probably scares a lot of people the most, because depictions of self-harm are quite terrifying, especially when they're deeply involved. I will say, though, as a Twitch thing, and have fun with this one, here's round 1. Can I get the devotion emote spammed if you have it? If you don't have it, enjoy the show. Because it is time to prove our devotion to Doomation. How do we do that, you may ask? Well, with a spoon. We're going to have to do 3 of these with different tools. Oh yeah, it's a good one, Xable. So, fun part, the way I'm doing this is I'm actually just holding down left click and moving my mouse a lot, because I'll kind of simulate the movements I have to do here. But you have to do every movement that happens. The game won't let you progress unless you physically do the movements. In case you're wondering, because I'll explain after the next one, Jumper, just because it'll be better, but we just rip our own eye out. It is now gone. And you can hear all its cries and help and pain. And you can kind of see the impaired vision. So all of this is taking place in our main character's mind. However, it should be noted, all the pain that he is feeling, although his body does regenerate, and he's not actually going to have any lasting wounds, he feels all the pain he would be feeling by doing every one of these actions. Because that is the proving his devotion to Sigurd. So it's kind of real, but it's not real. All this is in his head, but he is absolutely suffering the same way he would be. So just imagine the kind of, I guess, decibels of pain you would be feeling from all this. Speaking of decibels of pain, this is the one that's probably the worst one. Correct, homie drunk. Why is he doing it? To prove his devotion to his daughter. By doing this, he is offering his body so Mei Xin can succeed. That's an excellent question, actually, Vainkill. And at the beginning of each one, he'll actually recite a prayer and what it symbolizes. So this one is going to be a real mouthful. Here we go. Trapped within the cycle of karma. Her voice displaced, accept the oath of her loving father, Du Fengyu. I offer my tongue, may it restore my daughter's angelic voice. Showtime. It's great, C-Puff. For anyone wondering, if you're watching this VOD later on, if I'm referring to C-Puff for, they're asking, did I really make puns during someone ripping their own tongue out? Yes, yes I did. Great timing, PC, how's it going? And yes, Note Frost, ow indeed. I don't know if I could. You mean like, do I regenerate? Because I don't think I could, man. I could probably do the eye, but I don't think I could do the tongue. I was gonna stream a clip. It's a beautiful game. Like, I think I could do the eye, and I could definitely do this one. So the third one is the easiest. This one's pretty chill. That's really weird to say in context of like, oh, we just ripped out our own tongue. The next one's pretty nice. In comparison, yes, it is, because all we're doing is we're going to be bleeding into this bowl. And you really gotta hand it to him. He does a great job. You really gotta hand it to him. Welcome back, Dandy. No! Close your eyes! We have one more! About another minute. This is the most tame one, though. Like, if you watch some of the other stuff, like with injuries, this one's fine. He just stabs himself in the hand. It's nothing too crazy. Pop. You skipped the hardest one. Stop this? No, Fear Cube. I'm gonna get world record. As long as I get all the notes. I hope I did. This is the whole game? We're almost done with the game, actually. I don't know if you got here at the beginning, but yeah, this is the whole game. Although, there's a lot of extra things you kind of explore and look around with. And you do get rewarded that way. As well, knowing all the puzzles kind of shortens the game length a bit. Most speedruns are about, like, anywhere from 20 minutes to 2 hours. So this game being about an hour, like, hour 10 roughly for any percent is pretty legit. I missed one? I didn't miss one! Where did I miss, Xable? I swear to God if I missed one. Where did I miss? And... I hope to God I didn't miss one. We're about to find out. But, now it's time for the homecoming. Nope, this is entirely based in Taiwanese lore. So, now we're in Metro Hua's office. We're going to be getting a ritual consultation, which is what we just went through. And we're going to be playing this tape in this tape recorder. As well, I'll be grabbing this last one. I should get the achievement pop-up. I got all of them! I got the pop-up on my screen. We're good. Thank you, jeez. Also, just to show... 33. That's all of them. We set it back. He was bashing his head. This tape, by the way, is going to tell about 4 stories or so, and all of these stories are going to be people who have been failing in the Metro Hua's things, showing that she's entirely a sham. Aim at the follow. This is world record pace, by the way. We set the wait because that door will open once all the tapes are done playing. And as long as I leave correctly, we should be fine. Probably not PC. We're gonna be enjoying the rest of this. You still have a bit of time on this. He pulled out his tongue for nothing? Well, it's a scam artist. So he thought it was something, but... It's a scam artist. Yeah, the scammer lady's real. We're in her office right now. That's a recording of her speaking. Mr. Hua called us after the hospital and asked for help. Asked to help us. This is currently her office. Yeah. And now we head back to the house. Well, yeah, a lot of people put faith in this sort of scam religion thing. This happens a lot with like fortune tellers and just general scam artists who will make you donate a lot of money and they go like, "Oh, your family will be safe, don't worry," and they're looking for anything. So you're not a scam religion, Sody Pops. Mentor Hua is a scam religion. And right now we're going through some phone calls with Mentor Hua and Dufeng Yu. Pay close attention to these, because these are going to explain what happens in the game. Right now they're talking about Mei Shin going in a bathtub with snake wine. Prove your devotion. Should be fine. Correct, Xable. Those are other people who got scammed by Mentor Hua. In different situations as well. This is another call throughout the week with Metro Hua. She's pretty much been bathing in a bathtub with snake wine, and as Mentor Hua said, when she's all recovered and ready, when her anxiety is cured, she'll walk out of the bath and she'll be good to go. And if we need to call her at any time, we can call her and she'll answer. But her phone's disconnected and she's no longer answering for one reason or another. That reason's up in the air, and there's a couple that can be. Either one, the police got to her and arrested her, or two, she changed her phone number and said, "Fuck you." But there's now one thing left to do in this game, and that is to check the bathroom. This game looks like when we began, if you noticed it. Time ends when the dialogue begins. Really quick, I wanna get a screenshot of this for Twitter. Don't mind me. I'll be a quick one. All right, back in action. That's it, baby. We got it. Let's fucking go. That's what was the record? 114.35. We fucking crushed it. You don't have to play. It's an automatic thing from here on out. So once this ends, we're good to go. But watching the entire ending. Yeah, I got a quick screenshot at the beginning if you're wondering. No, the game doesn't allow RNG at all, Bankill. I don't know Super Mario Club. I'm not too sure. I think you can. You should be able to. Thanks, Amora. Finally, I got world record in this fucking... I completed a run at half of the achievement. Yeah, I got Reki. I got all the notes. Also, you can still move here and follow the tulips, but once you're done, you can just stop moving. Have a good night, Xable. You can actually still move and follow everything, but you don't have to, because once that ends, you're good to go. And we'll see what happens with Mei Shin. Also, enjoy the banger. I know I am. I just got world record, Karas9. By the way, before we begin, the name of the artist is No Party for Cao Dong. They're an amazing band. I recommend checking them out. They did a beautiful song for this game, as you'll see. Right, Kanata, it's great. This game doesn't have a lot of speed tech. I kind of just wanted to have it for the sake of having it. By the way, for anyone who has any questions, feel free to let me know during the credits. Or type them up now if you're wondering about the story, because I'm always happy to talk about it.
Fantastic!
Celebrating a good run, well run. Take the last of my dashes. Thanks for the entertainment.
Thank you very much for the $10 Super Moe Club. It is much appreciated. It's very sweet of you. I was like, I wasn't expecting fantastic. Name of the follow. Man, it really is such a fucking banger, ain't it? Like, you know this is gonna be on the VOD. You know it has to be. No, this game will never get into GDQ. Alright, we have time for donations while this man rips out his tongue. Imagine that really quick. We have a $50 donation saying, I can't get enough, I can't get a... Let's see, can we... during the I part. We don't have a spoonful of good horror games here.
爸爸，我们回家吧。
Okay, now before this song, I actually want to post on Twitter because I took my screenshot. Hold on. Let me post my shit on Twitter because I'm fucking hype, yo. I finally fucking got it. You know how long it took me? Finally. We got new 100% record for devotion. Hold on. Alright, I have the best comment on there. So, like my tweet. Now... Ah, yes. Technical difficulties as the man... Just ripping out his own tongue. You still can't unhear it, though, is the problem. Anyway, I posted on Twitter. Like my tweet. And we're gonna listen to both songs, and we'll be good. I'm happy I fucking got it, yo. So, any questions about the story? This is always the time I use to explain things that may have been missed, because the game does get a bit trippy with the timings and all the stuff that happens. I think this game is absolutely beautiful, and I'm always happy to run it because, well, it's fun to do, and quite honestly, I love showing it to people. Not a lot of people get to see this gem of a game, so I'm happy that any of you who stuck around and watched this did get to see this gem of a game. This game really doesn't get often. His daughter died of a snake wine and drowning. Have a good night, Sir Moe Club. Thank you again for the donation. It is much appreciated. But yes, the daughter ended up dying of drowning in snake wine because she was to bathe in the bathtub for 7 days, which is a lot of days. Yes, it was a part of the ritual of Siu Wan Yin as to how it worked. It's just kind of pretty much religious background. Not just PB Miss Truffles, but World Recce. This is world record, baby. Well, as of, you know, March 2020. March 20th? March 23rd. This song is also called Lady of the Pier. And thank you. But yeah, the game really is a sad one though. All the elements kind of blend together, and you have to feel bad for all of them. As a quick note of something I want to say is that this game tests the devotion of many. It's the devotion of the family, from a father to his wife and kid. He didn't do very well in that one, but he tried. Devotion of a daughter to their father, because a daughter's love to the father is truly devoted, and that's why she ended up going to all that. The question that always comes up is, why did she go in the bathtub? Why did she do half the shit? She loves her dad and is devoted to him. She wanted to see him happy. Unfortunately, that was her downfall. Hell, the mom was devoted to the family too, when you think about it. She ended up going to make more films to make more money, despite it being not exactly the most culturally approved thing at that time. They all sacrificed a lot. And it's also the man's devotion to religion, given that what he did. And that devotion ultimately ended up leading to the downfall of the family. Yeah, this game is definitely a cultural game. This game wasn't political, but it became political as a result of the simple Winnie the Pooh reference. It's really a sad game, and I'm always hoping more and more people can take a look at it. But I hope you enjoyed it, chat, and everyone who's watching this. Because I'm definitely putting this on YouTube for a world record VOD, because, hey, we got it! Red Candle Games. But yeah, Devotion is currently not available on Steam. Oh, I got my 100% completion on Devotion now on Steam, so I'm happy with that. There's one more scene now. If you remember how the game started with our main character, Du Fengyu, sitting in a dark, empty room. Oh, it's so beautiful, Miss Truffles. There are 2 renditions of that, and there it is. You can also see that he's blocked the bathroom. And to add insult to injury, the wife comes home roughly around this time too, as you see in the beginning of the game. Or the winner is Mei Shin. Anyway, we fucking got it, yo.